Welcome to Vertical Movement PT. I'm Dr. Cindy Kimmi, physical therapist, and today is day 4 of the 5-day movement challenge. And this is mobility routine number 4. All right, let's get started with this 10-minute mobility routine. Go ahead and bring your hands up and stretch. Hug your elbows. Go ahead and lean to the right. You're going to feel a wonderful stretch on the left side of your low back. Okay, and switch to the left side and bump that right hip to the right. And this one you're going to feel on your right low back. Also, right here in your obliques and your lats. And switch back to the right side, bump that left hip to the left. Make sure to do your breathing, your diaphragm. You'll probably find that your hips are a little bit more flexible in this round. Go ahead and switch. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and move into that new range of motion that you just opened up. This feels so good. And come back up. And spread your feet apart. You're going to go into a squat position. Hands here at the thighs. And you can put your elbow here on the left thigh. With your right hand, you're going to go ahead and push that right knee away. This should feel really good on the inside of your thigh. Stretching out that groin muscle as well as the hip adductor. Go ahead and switch to the other side. So right elbow or right forearm on your right leg and the left hand is pushing that left knee out. Go ahead and switch again. This should feel really awesome. Opening up those hips, flexors, groin muscle. Switch again. Last one here. All right. Next, we're going to go ahead and do toe reaches. And you're going to go ahead and reach with the opposite hand and foot. You want to make sure your core is nice and engaged during this, nice and stable so you're not wobbling around. This is a great stretch, active stretch for your hamstrings. You should feel that in the back of your thigh. This is a good one to do before a run or a workout. And as your hamstrings loosen up, you can go ahead and have them go higher. Just make sure you're not forcing the kick. It should be gentle. All the movements should be gentle. Not aggressive. Let your body tell you what it can handle. Instead of the opposite way around where you're telling your body what it can handle. Okay. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and do hip hurdles. So this is a wonderful release to the hip joint. Make sure the core is nice and stable. You might feel a little bit of some clicking in your hip. And if you feel that, you can shorten the range. Do a little bit of some smaller circles until your hip opens up a bit more. Deep breathing through your diaphragm for all of these movements. As it opens up more, you can go ahead and improve that range of motion. This one probably will also get your heart rate up a little bit, getting the blood to flow through your body. Okay, Next, we're gonna go ahead and do Around the World, a tribute to my elementary school days. You're gonna go ahead and reach your right toe, then your left, and then you're gonna go up, leaning backwards, making sure that you're extending through your hips. And you're gonna go back down to the right foot, to the left, and back up, extending through the hips. So make sure that you're not arching through your low back. You shouldn't get any low back pain. Go ahead and switch to the other side. And just make sure you do this one nice and slow, because you potentially could get really dizzy. So the left foot, and now the right. Reaching up, and back down. And up, hips forward. Very nice. And finishing up right over here. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our hip flexor stretch with a thoracic rotation. Right foot forward, left foot back, left hand on the ground, right hand rotating up towards the ceiling. Then you're gonna go ahead and rotate, putting your right hand on the mat and left hand towards the ceiling. And you're gonna keep alternating these thoracic rotations. And you can alternate based off of what feels good for you. You can do this the speed that your body likes right now. This stretch feels good. You can go ahead and sit in rotation for a while before you change. If you feel like you need to move, you can go ahead and alternate back and forth. Okay, that one is a good one. Let's go ahead and switch. Left foot forward, right foot back. And then you're gonna go ahead, right hand on the ground, and rotating so your left hand's towards the ceiling. Then go ahead and alternate. Left hand on the ground, right hand up towards the ceiling. And as you feel like your hips open up, you can go ahead and push down a little bit lower into this lunge. Right hand towards the ceiling. Just make sure you're breathing through all the stretching. Through all of this, you want to make sure your core is engaged, because there is a bit of some balancing involved in this. So next we're going to go ahead and move on to the hamstring stretch. So feet out, wide here, and let's go ahead and reach over to the left side. If you can't grab your toes, that's okay. You can just go ahead and lean forward, hold onto your shins, or your shin. You're going to feel a nice stretch along that hamstring. If you pull your toes towards you, you're going to feel a nice stretch along that calf. Go ahead and switch to the other side. And on top of that, you'll probably feel a nice stretch in your low back here. And as your muscle loosens up, you're going to go ahead, take a deep breath in, and breathe out, and push a little bit more into the stretch. You're really going to go that much more. We tried. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and go on your back. And we're going to do single knee stretch to your chest, bringing your left knee to your chest, right leg out. And you're going to feel a nice stretch along your left glute here, maybe along the left low back. If you can't hold your knees like this, you can put it underneath your thigh, just like this. And your right leg, you want it straight, so you can feel a nice stretch along that right hip. Go ahead and switch. Right leg to your chest, left leg down. Breathing through your diaphragm throughout all of these stretches. Go ahead and stretch this left leg by pretending like someone's pulling your leg down. You're going to feel a deeper stretch here in that hip, as well as a release in your hip joint. Okay, now go go ahead and hug both of your knees. If you can't do this, you can put your hands underneath your thighs. And then you're just gonna give yourself a nice little low back massage. Rolling side to side. You can go ahead and do circles. This is a great way to knead your low back. Go ahead and you can switch to the opposite side, doing opposite circles. And still breathing through that diaphragm through all of these. You might feel some nice little pops in your low back. Release of tension that you've been holding onto all day. Goals to get that low back nice and loose and relaxed. All right. Congratulations, you have completed mobility routine number 4, and now you can go ahead and move on to core routine.